She won a writing competition in the first grade for her book, What is a Bird? She set a high school record for missing the most number of days possible, but still being allowed to graduate. Willow spent a week in Paris on her own last year, and she found good all-night parties. She loves cowboy boots, canoeing, little lads popcorn, gliding, gilding, avocado, snowboarding, and travel, amongst other things. She is currently recovering from a fling with the gluten-free lifestyle. And there's actually, Willow, there's a Gluten Gluttons Anonymous. They meet every Thursday at Bam Bam Bakery. So, she was once clocked at 105 miles an hour right before the Portsmouth Bridge. I don't know. Were you coming to Maine or getting out? So she started out trying to make small things big, which is what led her to her current passion, which is making big things small. She makes miniature worlds that are filled with very patient details and humor and frequently grass. She wields a glue gun and a negative ion generator and model railroad supplies with mastery. The results are engaging, poignant, and personal. I can't wait for you to see her imagination at work. Please welcome Willow Ross.
I make miniature sculptures. The title of my presentation is Cupcakes and the Negative Ion Generator. But what I really am going to talk about is my challenges using fake grass in my work. This tree is one of my first uses of grass and uses Warhammer grass and some paintbrush bristles mixed in. For 2 years I've been fascinated by grass and its ability to grow absolutely anywhere. One of my next projects, I wanted to cover a larger area and use a larger scale. So I needed some new methods. I tried dyeing fake fur, but found after a lot of experimentation that synthetics do not hold dye well. It's too bad because I like the cheetah fur a lot. Anyway, the dye smelled like urine and gave me a rash working with it, so I ended up painting this grass in this piece with acrylic paint. This is dollhouse scale, 1 foot equals 1 inch. I was happy with the results, but I could not use this method for smaller pieces. This is the first cupcake sculpture that I made. I started working on a smaller scale again because I had more control over the materials. This is Warhammer grass again, which is a pre-mixed grass that gamers glue onto their terrain for gaming. I don't get it, but... So I went for a more natural approach and tried direct seeding of the grass. It really took too long to grow. This is a special blend of rainbow Jimmy grass seeds. I included the quarter to give a sense of scale. This is HO train modeling scale. Then I gave up on grass altogether, but it was a bit too dry. You can see how thirsty this little guy got. The ground is a creation of my own blend between foam and dust. If you get too close, it smells a lot like mothballs. I've always really wanted to have minions helping me. So I have these guys working for me. This is Cookie and Mr. Baker having a serious private conversation. I brought on this crew this past spring, and they do a really good job. And these guys do all of my good detail work that I can't quite get to. Sometimes my hands are just too big to do that. And they're union scale, but well worth it. People always ask me, oh darn, it's way low. People always ask me how I make my cupcakes. And so I thought I'd share some secrets with you tonight. This is how I precisely lower the grass portion onto the base. And icing is a convenient way to adhere both parts. Most artists use paint, I use static grass. The first time I went to a model railroad store, it was like a candy shop for me. They make dozens of colors of grass, and I had no idea before that. And this is a typical palette I work from, ranging from 2 millimeters in length to 12 millimeters. This is the negative ion generator that my scientist boyfriend made for me. It charges each piece of static grass. As the grass falls, that charge orients itself so that it happily interacts with the electric field between the applicator and the surface, making them stand upright. I've only gotten shocked a few times. So then I tried the turf farm idea and made larger patches of grass to use. But there was a lot of maintenance and mowing involved in this. This piece is part of a triptych. The guy who was lawn mowing took an early break when I took this picture. Here are the other two parts of the triptych. You can see the progression of lack of maintenance, and crabgrass and dandelions start to take over, or the grass dries out completely if it does not get watered often enough. And doggy urine can also dry out and discolor grass around a fire hydrant, no matter how polite and well-mannered the dogs may be. I think the rest of the grass in this park turned out all right, though. If you think doggies are rough on grass, take a look at what one of these bad boys can do to your lawn. This is a maintenance crew's nightmare. And this is just one porta potty. And it ain't just urine, folks. You don't want this in your dooryard. It just makes a big mess. And you probably need a hazmat crew for dealing with something like this. So you're probably wondering, Willow, what's up with all of the porta potties? Why do you have all of them? Well, we had to have all the porta potties in the park to accommodate this outdoor performance. When the crowd gets rowdy, though, the grass in the front of the stage gets trampled and starts to die off. This piece is called Glued to Their Seats. And those darn kids with their kites, they can really make a mess out of your grass as well. They never stay put on the sidewalks. I tried putting up keep off the grass signs, but they just ignored them or took them down. They don't look where they're going at all. In Maine, you certainly have more lawn maintenance in the fall than most places do, but you do not want to put it off until spring. And this little guy does not always show up to work. He seems to be sleeping on the job anyway. It is hard to get a pile of leaves to stay in place at this scale. A strong wind might blow them away easily. This is my negative ion generator 2.0. I'm very excited about it. It separates the ion generation part from the power source, minimizing electrical interference when adding grass. It has a foot treadle and cool retro light bulbs. You can see me starting to add grass onto my newest sculpture of Stonehenge on a cupcake.